You'll find it easier to record your Silent Gliss 3000 curtain track if the cords are not frayed. Cut the end of the cord with a pair of sharp scissors and melt the end of the cord to prevent fraying. This part, called the adjustable carrier, pushes the one curtain by means of the lead glider forward. Ensure the metal staple is disengaged and thread the cord through the carrier. There are two channels for cord in the Silent Gliss 3000 curtain track. The adjustable carrier goes in the one nearest the front of the track. Thread the cord into the channel with the adjustable carrier. Leave the staple in the adjustable carrier disengaged and position the carrier about halfway along the track. Next, thread the other end of the cord through the other cord channel. You can use an opened out paper clip to help push the cord down the channel. Insert a glider in front of the adjustable carrier towards the side of the track where the cords end. It is usual on Silent Gliss 3000 tracks for there to be a slot at the end of the track so you can retrofit or remove gliders. I'll speak more about this later. Two different overlaps are available for the 3000 track, one with a metal overlap arm and the other made entirely of nylon plastic. Now for the trickiest part of assembling your Silent Gliss 3000 corded track. Position the overlap arm with only the front glider inserted into the track. Next, the ends of the cords are joined using the pilot runner. This can be a bit fiddly. The Silent Gliss cord is a very tight weave and it's difficult to push the pilot runner prong through it. You can use a bradawl or a very small screwdriver to open up a hole in the cord to help you push the prongs of the pilot runner in. Be careful with sharp tools. Attach the pilot runner into the cord which runs at the bottom of the track first. Push the pilot runner into the track. It can only go in one way. Next, attach the other end of the cord onto the pilot runner. Pull the pilot runner into the track so that it sits in between the two gliders of the overlap arm. When the cord is pulled, it is the pilot runner which will pull the overlap and hence the curtains back and forth along the track. The pulley housings are handed left and right. Remove the covers. Loosen the retaining screws on the pulleys, but do not remove completely. Attach the pulleys onto the track. Insert the pulleys into the bracket channel so that one part of the clamping mechanism is inside the track and the other part outside the track, so that when the retaining screws are tightened, the pulley housing is clamped securely onto the track. There is also a butting up point to ensure that you put the pulley housing in as far as it can go, but no further. The cords come out of the track one slightly above the other one, and likewise the pulleys in the pulley housing are positioned one slightly above the other. Replace the cover and tighten the retaining screw. Repeat the process on the other side of the track. Decide which side you want to operate the track from and pull the cord on that side until it pulls the loop on the opposite side into the pulley housing. Holding the overlap at one end, move the adjustable carrier as far as it will go to the opposite end. Once this is done, push the metal staple on the adjustable carrier in so that it engages with the cord. Now when you pull on the cord, the adjustable carrier will either push the glider in front of it forward to close the curtain, or pull the glider behind it back to open the curtain. The following demonstration would be difficult using actual Silent Gliss 3000 parts, not least because of the way that the cord is joined using the pilot runner, which has to be inside the cord channel to keep the cords joined. However, the principles are the same for most corded curtain tracks. You may find it difficult to understand why pulling on one cord only will either pull one curtain away from you and the other towards you, or vice versa. Perhaps the easiest way to appreciate what is actually happening is to think of the cord as one continuous loop all the way around the track. Therefore, you are actually pulling both master gliders towards you, whichever cord you pull on. The master glider which is moving away from you would eventually be pulled around the pulley housing and back towards you if the pulley housing did not prevent it from doing so. For tracks corded from both sides, which will use an intermediate pulley, the procedure is slightly different. Insert both ends of the cord into the cord channels in the track, leaving a loop which will loop around the corresponding pulley wheels in the intermediate pulley. Repeat the process on the other side of the track. Now insert the intermediate pulley into both sides of the track. The intermediate pulley acts as a centre joiner as well as being an intermediate pulley. If you have the cutouts for retrofitting and removing gliders, then make sure they are at the down pulley ends and not in the middle next to the intermediate pulley. Tighten up the screws on the intermediate pulley and loop the cord around the corresponding roller. Replace the cover and tighten the retaining screw. Now back to the tricky bit again, the pilot runner. On tracks operated from both sides, there is no need for an adjustable carrier, as there is no need to adjust the position of one curtain relative to the other, as both work independently. Be sure to put one glider into the track before inserting the pilot runner. Attach the end pulleys as for the track which is operated from one side only. On one side of the track, you will just have the pilot runner operating the curtain by moving the gliders before and after it back and forth. On the other side, you will, as before, have the pilot runner inserted into the gap between the gliders on the overlap master carrier. In this case, we have used the metal overlap arm. As I previously said, inserting the pilot runners into the cord is the trickiest part of assembling the Silent Gliss 3000 track. Once the pilot runner and overlap are inserted correctly, insert the gliders. Each curtain operates independently. On one side, the pilot runner alone doing the work, and on the other, the pilot runner and the overlap. And as I mentioned earlier, this track should have a recess at the end so that you can retrofit or remove gliders as required. Once you have the required number of gliders in the track, you block the recess with a twist eye end stop.